Hi, welcome. I'm so glad you're in my kitchen. It's Grandma Roseanne, but you already knew that because you logged in. So that's a good thing. We're going to make macaroni and cheese. Now, I don't like it. I don't adore it. I crave macaroni and cheese. I'm one of those people that when I go to a nice buffet, maybe a very, very nice seafood buffet, they love it when I come because if they've got macaroni and cheese on there, I promise you I will probably fill up on the mac and cheese and leave the expensive stuff for people who have better sense than I do. So anyway, I like the mac and cheese that's not dry. I don't like those. I like them when they're kind of soupy. So I've kind of created this recipe myself. So we are going to start, first of all, I already did the noodles. I have 8 ounces of elbow macaroni here, and I didn't think you needed to watch me do that. Just follow the package directions. You'll want to get it just a minute or two undercooked, just that little bit, okay? Because it's going to cook a little bit more when we put it in the oven. Now the first thing I'm going to do is make the roux, which is so simple. It's equal portions of butter to milk. I mean butter to flour, not milk. You can't have it that hot. All right. I'm just cooling down my pan over here. Now you're going to put in your flour. Now this is an important part. You want that to cook down. So you want it to cook for maybe a minute. You want to get the raw flour taste out of there. Now I'm going to use something that you typically do not see in mac and cheese, and I'm going to use evaporated milk. You can take a look at that, cameraman. And evaporated milk, you guys, is simply milk where they have evaporated quite a bit of the water. But I think it gives it a richer taste, a more flavorful taste. So we are going to add that. Gosh, going hot and fast here. To this, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of dried mustard. It comes like this if you haven't bought it before. But it's really kind of an important ingredient in this, so if you don't have it, that might be a nice little investment for you to have. It really does make a difference. Now we're going to let this thicken up a little bit. And I also, here, I have another ½ a cup of milk. Just as I incorporate everything, if I think it's too thick, I'm just going to cut it with a little bit more milk. Because I really, really like it to be creamy. I don't know if you have Boston Market in your area, but we do have it here. And they make, bar none, the best mac and cheese. I love their mac and cheese. So there's a soupy. I think I like it soupy. Now we're thickening up. I don't know if you can see this or not, but it's starting to thicken very nicely. Now here's the secret. And cameraman, let them look at this. Make sure you get it. Can you read that really well? Because I don't know how to pronounce it. But all it is red food coloring. That's all it is. So that you get that nice color in your mac and cheese. It has no seasoning. I have no idea how much I'm putting in there, just until I get a color that I like. This, in case you did not know, this is what they do when they make cheese. This is what they use when they make cheese in the factories, because cheese always comes out white. It's all milk. And so they use this to give it a very, very nice color so that it's more appetizing to us. Now look at the color that turned. Isn't that beautiful? You could fake people out thinking you put a whole lot more cheese in there than you actually did. Now I'm going to put in 8 ounces of sharp cheddar. And I'm going to put in what I jokingly always used to say, I don't think it's real cheese, Valveta. Now I will tell you, I love Velveeta cheese on a hamburger. I love it on a grilled cheese sandwich. So why would it not be good in our mac and cheese? So here I have 8 ounces of it, and I had to cube it because it's a soft cheese and you really can't grate it. So we're going to melt that down real nice. It's a beautiful color because of this other little, I don't know if you call it a seasoning, because it's really not a seasoning. Now I can tell you right now, for my liking, this is going to be pretty thick. So I'm going to add probably a 1/4 cup of milk. My probably is because this is my recipe and I've never measured anything before. So I'm trying to measure it so you will have a really good handle on quantities. But after you've made this so many times, you're not going to pay attention to that either. I went over there to get a spoon and cameraman said, Roseanne, just call it a color enhancer. I thought that was pretty brilliant. So it is now a color enhancer, which is what it is. I want to taste and make sure that we are right. It's really good. I'm going to add just a touch more milk. Oh, it's melting down so nice. I think that's what I love about Velveeta cheese, is it just really, really melts so nicely. I love this cheese. I wouldn't put it on a cheese tray. That I would not do. But if there's anything where I'm melting it down, it's a pretty nice cheese. Be careful you don't add salt. There's a lot of salt in that cheese. Righty, we are well. Mix it all in here and then I'll put it back into this bowl. I didn't think this bowl was, my pie plate, I don't think was big enough for me to mix it well. Oh my word, you guys. It looks fantastic. But I am going to add the last bit of milk. You know, I can't help it. I gotta taste it. It's magnificent. Alrighty. Now it'll go back into our pretty serving plate. How can you not love this dish? Oh. Now I will tell you, typically you would serve this with a pancos topping on it. Do that, it would be 1/3 cup of pancos, 2 tablespoons of butter, and you just toast it. Just watch it because it can go from nothing to burnt real quick. And you just toast it. When it gets real toasty, you put it over the top of it and it's perfect. I don't like it on here. I think I don't want anything to mess up the taste of my mac and cheese. So, all I do is sprinkle a little on the top, just like this. That was just about a tablespoon. But honestly, I think most people would want to have the pancos breadcrumbs on top. I think that's more traditional. So I'm going to put this in a oven, 350 degrees, and it's going to be covered for the first 15 minutes. So we just get our oil and just cover it nicely. Now, after the 15 minutes, I'm going to take this off and I'm going to let the top just get nice and golden. So it's going in my oven now, and I'll be back in a half hour, and we will have fabulous mac and cheese. Well, we're at the final stages and the most exciting stages of our mac and cheese. Just look at this, will you? Now, you guys, that is just beautiful. And like I said, if you like the crumb topping, it would be even prettier. I just don't like the crumb topping. So anyway, we are going to give this a try. And I will tell you, it doesn't matter how outrageously good this is. Cameraman hates mac and cheese. He will not eat it. The thought of it, he goes, yuck. So I will tell you that my neighbors are going to be loving me, because I am going to be taking this down and sharing with them. Whoa, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. And not dry. Remember I told you I just hate it when it's all dry? Well, this is not dry. All right, now in for that final amazing taste. You ready? I'm ready. That makes me happy. It just makes me happy. I don't know what it is about mac and cheese, but it's a comfort food. When it's cold outside, when you had a really rough day, when your boyfriend broke up with you, when you didn't win the $180 million lotto, this makes life better. So, I will leave the ingredients below. I will hope that you make it. I truly hope you'll subscribe. Come, hit the little button, come back. And ingredients, the bell, so you know when we're coming back. And I think that's all I have to say. So now I'm going to finish eating this plate, and then I'm going to take this down to my neighbors. They're going to be so happy. So thank you for joining me. Cameraman and I wish you a wonderful evening. Bye. Good.